Hello, this is Susan Poss at Spartanburg Community College, and I want to talk with you a little bit about understanding powers of I. And there's some things that I've noted here at the top of the screen that you might want to memorize. The lowercase I is defined to be the square root of -1. I squared is equal to -1. I to the fourth is equal to +1, and that's the thing, the value that I'm going to be talking about a lot as I work these examples. And I thought I'd go ahead and insert in here I to the third power is equal to -I. I know that's a lot to try to remember, but the more of that you can memorize, the easier your work is going to be here. So the first one I have, these are all just powers of I to the 12th, I to the 37th, I to the 35th, and so forth. So I'm going to take this first one, and what you want to do with these is to think about working in powers of I to the fourth, because that is equal to +1. So I can see here, if I take I to the 12th and I rewrite it as I to the fourth cubed, if you remember your exponent rules, these multiply together, which bring me back to that power of 12. And then I can see that I to the fourth is equal to 1, and I can do the arithmetic and simplify I to the 12th is equal to the whole number +1. So what if it's not a nice number that's divisible by 4? Let's try I to the 37th. Well, I'm going to write that I to the fourth, and let me think about what number I could use out here. If I go to the 9th power, that accounts for 9 times 4 is 36, and then I'll need one more factor of I to bring me back to I to the 37th. So again, you can see I to the 36th here, and here's I to the first, which makes I to the 37th. And I to the fourth is equal to 1. And 1 to the 9th power is 1, and so this I to the 37th simplifies down to +I. How about I to the 35th? I'm going to take I to the fourth, and I realize if I take that to the 8th power, that accounts for 32 of these factors of I. So I need an additional 3 here. So again, here's the 32, 33, 34, 35. Remember that I to the fourth is equal to 1. So what I have here is I to the third. Remember, 1 times 1 times 1 as a factor 8 times is just 1. And I've given you this definition up here, but let me see if I can explain to you where that comes from. I squared times I is equivalent to I to the third. And remember from up here that I squared is equal to -1. So all of this simplifies to be -I. And one more I wanted to do, I wanted to remind you about how to handle negative exponents. So I to the -5th is equivalent to 1 over I to the +5th. And we're working off of powers of 4 here. So here I've accounted for 5 factors of I. Remember that I to the fourth is equal to 1. So one answer would be 1 over I. And another version of that would be to bring that I back up out of the denominator and raise it to the -1st power. Okay, so I think that's a good place to stop with powers of I.